Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Pat's Chat, brought to you by OrthoVirginia. I'm Steve Colby, and it's great to see you. Once again, we are happy to be here, and today we are joined by senior Marina Toone and freshman Hailey Fisher, both of whom are completing their academic years from the women's swimming and diving team. Hailey, Marina, it's great to see you.
Hey.
So let's talk about, and you guys can go in any particular order that you want in terms of who goes first and who goes second. Just talk about how you got started in diving.
I've actually only been diving since my senior year of high school. I always wanted to do college athletics, and I was a gymnast my whole life, and then that didn't really work out. So I was talked into joining a club diving team near me, and then I committed to Mason shortly after. So.
I started out diving when I was very young. My dad is a club coach. He owns Alexandria Dive Club. So I have been diving for 12 or 13 years.
Now, Marina, you touched on the fact that you were in gymnastics. What other sports did both of you play, if any at all, that sort of led you down this path to get into the pool?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was always gymnastics. That's the only other thing that I've done. So that translated into diving really well. It was really easy for me to pick up this other sport.
I started out diving and in dancing and gymnastics, and diving became my stronger of all three. So I decided to go with that for college.
Now, how did that skill set from gymnastics and also from dancing, how did that help you when you walk out onto the springboard? How does that help?
For dance is being like super graceful, super nice, like pointed toes, all that. Yeah, pretty, like super elegant, and that like really translate into diving, being graceful on the diving board and in the air.
How about you, Marina?
I think like with gymnastics, a lot of it was for the skill level for learning new dives. So getting used to trying new scary things and like the flipping and all of that kind of technique stuff was really easy. And then just the confidence of already knowing how to get out there and compete and, doing the dive or the skill to the best of your ability when you needed to in a meet setting.
Now, it was a different type of season this year. And Marina, you've gone through this in the course of your career here, where there are normally so many meets throughout the course of the season that lead you up to the A10 Championships. But this year was a little bit different with only 2 meets and the Duke Dog Invitational leading up to the A10s. How was this different? And tell us about your experience at the A10 Championships.
Well, the biggest thing was the A10s was at home this year instead of in Ohio for the divers. So that was really different not having the swimmers there. It almost felt just like a huge dual meet instead of conferences, which was like, I don't know, it had its pros and cons. It was a lot of fun, but it was weird not having the swimmers there. And then this season was really long and not having as many meets. So every meet we went to was like one of my best meets in my 4 years because we got more training in between. And I knew I had less chances. So had to put it all on the line.
How about you, Hailey?
It's been a really long year. So being that we only had a few meets, that was a little difficult to get into. We had the one Duke invite meet, and that was hard getting into the big meets, trying to put ourselves in meet mode to dive. That was probably like the most difficult part of the year for me.
I want to make sure I have the numbers right. And I just want, to get, just sort of take us, inside what you were feeling when you took the podium at the A10 Championships right here in Fairfax over at the Jim McKay Natatorium. Marina, you're the champion in the 3-meter, score of 3:15.05. Hailey, the champion in the 1-meter with a score of 2:84.50. And both of you also won silver medals in the other events. Just sort of take it through. And, Hailey, your first time on the podium. Marina, last year, a couple of silver medals. This year, you captured a gold and a silver as well.
Yeah, I mean, winning A10s has been a goal of mine for the last 4 years, and 3 meters has always been my better event. So I was just really proud of that moment that I got to reach that goal and do that. And honestly, going into the meet, I was really hoping to go 1 and 2 with Hailey on both events, and it didn't matter who won which event. If it was 2 golds, 2 silvers, or like how we did it was kind of perfect. It was just, I was really happy to be able to secure those spots and win with my teammate, with Hailey. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was really crazy, honestly. I wasn't paying attention to really the whole meet. I was kind of just like stay out of it, just do what I know how to do, and do what me and Marina do at practice when we're just like we're warming up, getting ready. So I was really kind of just like zoned out of the meet, just doing what I know how to do. And then we got the announcement that we both of us had like done so well, and we were just like, oh my goodness, like we weren't even paying attention. We were just doing what we know how to do, and it was really fun.
Now, Marina, you talked about how you wanted, wanted both of you to go 1-2. It's, kind of leads me to this. How do you help each other in and out of the pool while you're preparing for a meet or just day to day?
Yeah, so Hailey and I are actually really great teammates. We complement each other really well. We have the same mindset. Like, we don't look at scores or like pay attention to the meet that much. We like to get ourselves in a different mode where we're listening to music and dancing around and kind of goofing off, just hanging out. And then when it's time to get on the board and compete, that's when we show up. But all the times in between, we're just hanging out like we would, in practice or even out of practice. So.
How about you, Hailey?
I mean, we had this talk right before this. That's how we work on the pool deck. We kind of just like keep ourselves like distracted. We talk about, our everyday lives, but we just like goof off. And then as soon as we get on the board, it's meet mode immediately.
So when you're not at a meet, take us away from the pool, long and early mornings. A lot of people don't know that, swimmers and divers have those early morning sessions. So, but take us away from the pool. What do you like to do in your free time?
I coach gymnastics, and so most of my free time is spent at the gym working, but I love it. So.
I also coach diving, but during, my free time, I like to go hiking and do art.
So you're passing it along as well. Marina, you're passing along the skill of gymnastics, and Hailey, you're helping out with some future divers, maybe that will even make their way here to join the Patriots. But who helped you along the way? When you look back at, what you've been able to achieve, Marina in your 4 years here and Hailey in your first year here, who had a significant impact on where you are now?
I think the most impactful person in my life in terms of diving has been my coach, Zach. When I committed to George Mason, I didn't have any of the dives that I competed the last 4 years. I really learned them, most of them, my freshman and sophomore year. And he's just kind of taken me as like a new diver, because I committed with like 3 months of experience. He's taken me from knowing virtually nothing about the sport into now I feel like I'm part of the diving community, and I have a lot of friends from other schools, and I feel like I kind of, know what I'm doing there. So he really helped me grow a lot.
I would say all of my teammates and all the coaches I've had in the past. I've had quite a few, mostly being my dad. He's been my main coach for basically all of the years until college, and then until Zach. And Zach really took me in and was like, all right, we can do this. Like, this is going to be good for us. I'm going to help you like move forward and be where you want to be.
We're going to do some rapid fire in a couple of minutes here, but I've got something special for you, and neither one of you know anything about this. We're going to start with Marina and then go to Hailey. Marina, you were named the Atlantic 10 Most Outstanding Women's Diver. I just wanted to let you know that you have also been selected as the Virginia Sports Information Director's Diver of the Year and also a member of the first team. So I just wanted to pass that along, and you're probably one of the first people to hear about this. What are your thoughts?
That's so cool. I had no idea. Thank you.
So let me go over to Hailey here. Hailey, you in the green and gold celebration were selected as the George Mason Female Rookie of the Year out of all the sports here at George Mason. I want to get your thoughts on that. But before you give us your thoughts on that, I want to let you know that you have been selected as the Virginia Sports Information Director's Co-Rookie Diver of the Year. and also a member of the first team.
That's amazing. That's really, yeah. I heard about it yesterday in the green and yellow celebration, and I was like, "Woo, that's big. Thank you."
Before we get to some rapid fire, describe your diving style. And do you have a favorite? Is it the 1 meter? Is it the 3 meter? Or are they both the same? Just sort of, take us inside, your mentality and what your style is.
1 meter is easier because it's not as scary. So in training, I like to train 1 meter better, but at meets, I always perform better on 3 meters. So I've always said that I'm more of a 3 meter diver. And then in terms of like competing sound stuff, what we've already touched on, just like having fun with it, being present in the moment and having fun and not taking it too seriously or stressing about the scores too much.
I would have to say I like 1 meter better because it's not as scary. I do like to train 3 meter, but 1 meter is definitely better for me. Competition and like my dive style, I would say both of us are pretty like, we're out of it. We just kind of like go with the flow, have fun with it, try not to stress too hard, and then, just hope it goes well.
Ready for some rapid fire questions?
Sure.
One says yes, one says no. Favorite professional diver and why?
Honestly, I don't know too many, but probably Cassidy Cook, just because she's like the most talked about USA diver.
I would say David Bodaya because he's pushed through a lot of like injuries and stuff, and he's a father and he's still diving.
How about the top song that you listen to before a meet and your favorite artist?
Sour Patch Kids by Bryce Vine.
I just put a shuffle on playlist, but I listen to Sweet by Brockhampton.
Have you had a chance to get around the George Mason campus? I know this year was a little bit different. So Marina, this is probably more for you. What are some of your favorite games or events that you've seen here on campus so far?
Sometimes especially over winter training when it's mostly athletes on campus and the whole swim team will go to the basketball game. And it's like a whole swim team at a basketball game, and then the guys show up in their Speedos and paint it up. It's fun. That's fun.
And Hailey, have you had a chance to experience that yet? Or you're still waiting? You're going to hold it right now. How about a moment in the pool where you've sat back after the event was over, after the meet was over, and said, I really can't believe that just happened?
The first time I competed my front 3.5, it was at Zones last year, which is my biggest meet because it's the qualifying meet for NCAAs. And it was my first time competing my front 3.5, which is my hardest dive. So I just kind of like sat back and was like, I did it,
Mine was qualifying for NCAAs at Zones to find out that I made, the top that moved forward to NCAAs. I was like, I can't believe that just happened. Like, I really can't believe this just happened. I was crying tears of joy. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned about your favorite between the 1 meter and 3 meter. Have you ever tried a platform dive, and would you try a platform dive if you haven't?
I've competed platform at Zones for the last 4 years. And the only training I do for that is really at the meet. So I've tried a couple, but they're not super difficult.
I've also competed platform, but I am very brittle in my ankles. So yeah, it doesn't really work out too well for me on platform.
Now, which one of your teammates do you really have to watch out for when it comes to practical jokes or pranks?
Okay, so I don't know about anybody this year. I don't know what Hailey's going to say for this, but last year it was Will, or the last 3 years, Will Dubuque, who used film team. He graduated last year. But he's one of my best friends, but he was just always picking on me.
I feel like it would have to be me. I dumped an ice bucket on Ian this past year.
That's true.
Now, I guess, and this one may be more for Hailey. And Marina, you don't wear a swimmer's cap when you dive. Hailey, you do. I just wanted to ask you why.
I have a lot of hair. I have a lot of hair, and
You and I have the same problem.
I put it up in a bun and then it gets all soaked up with water and it just starts flopping around and it hits me in the face. So that's the main reason.
Now we have one more for you here, and this is your surprise deep end of the pool question of the day. And you don't know this one's coming. On the team, swimming or diving, either side, men's or women's, who on the squad has the best cannonball on the team?
I don't know. Hailey, do you have an answer for this one?
I feel like it could be Ian.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I feel like he could do a pretty good like can opener cannonball.
I feel like he would really commit to a cannonball.
Yeah, he would.
Well, Hailey and Marina, great accomplishments this season. From making the NCAA diving championships to most outstanding women's diver with Fawcett Award winners, also the female athlete of the year here at George Mason. It was a great season, and we look forward to Hailey. Before we let you go, Marina, what's in your future?
I was just actually offered a full-time coaching position at the club I've been working at. So coaching gymnastics. And other than that, we'll figure it out.
We wish you the best of luck in that. And Hailey, we will see you in the pool for your sophomore season. This has been Patch Chat, brought to you by OrthoVirginia, and we'll see you next time.